In this tutorial, we'll be covering the playback of video. To do the playback, as we described in our previous tutorial, you're going to come down here to the fourth icon. You're going to click on the button that says Video Log, or when you hover over it, you'll see that. And then you're going to come up to the Video Audio Log, and that will, as you remember, it'll bring up a area here on the right that gives us, I just want to see if I can draw this up a little bit. Okay. And so what we're going to do is this, is that if I wanted to play back some specific video and I want to catch something from nighttime on this, I'm going to make sure I click on the date that I want and then the time itself that I want video. Now, on this, we've got multiple cameras that are on the system, so we're going to come down to quad view so that we can see more cameras. And what we have here is this, on this display. On the top left corner in camera 1, we have an overview camera. And this is our mid-range camera itself. If we go to the right, we have a license plate camera, and this is a mid-range camera. And in the bottom left corner, we have camera 3. That is a higher grade overview camera that we have. It's a day and night camera also, but you can see the difference in the quality of the images, and it has some other really cool capabilities. As we end up going through tutorials here, you'll see what we're able to do. And then again, in camera 4 here, we have a higher end license plate camera. So what we're going to do is to play back the video, we've selected the file. Now, if you wanted to select more than one file, you're simply going to hold down your control key, and you can start to click on the other files that you want, and one at a time. For what I'm doing, I just want to click on 16:21:15, and if I hit the play button, which is down here, it's the fifth button from the left, you'll see headlights over here in the left, and we were catching some other traffic in the back over there. We've got other traffic. And here comes our vehicle. Okay. And now the car, we've allowed it to purposely exceed past the viewing screen. Now we have two options to bring that video back, so we can play, get a better view of the vehicle as well as the license plate. So what I'm going to do is we have a button here. It's the third from the right, or excuse me, third from the left. It's the rewind button or backspace. So we're going to click on that once and just let it go. You'll see we have a pause button now. And when I start to see, you see the smoke in the bottom or in the top right of the left of the screen there, I'm going to pause this because I can now go frame by frame, which is the button right next to it. I can start clicking on that, and you'll see that we're taking baby steps through the video. Now, as I said before, the camera in the top left corner is not the same as the one in the bottom left corner. The one in the top left, it does look like the car is a little brighter, but that's because we're more affected by the glare of the lights on the front of the vehicle than we are down at the bottom. So we're going to keep backing up here. And you can kind of see, even from this view here, that while we're pretty much covering the same angle the cameras are, one camera seems to have more of an effect on the actual viewing of objects around that vehicle, and that's called whitewash. We can, for the most part, obviously it's a pitch dark day or evening, but we're able to see pretty well. Now we're starting to capture, as I was moving backward, the top right corner, we have a license plate that's coming through. So now that looks a little small. Now keep in mind that a lot of how large the objects of the license plate are is strictly based on your calibration when you're deploying our product. We're more interested in, if we're using two cameras, one for overview and one for license plate, that license plate camera should not be forced to do more than what it's capable of doing, because if you do that, you're not going to be a happy camper. So the numbers are somewhat small, And normally what we would do is we figure out what the sweet spot is in the middle of the road that either a truck or a low profile vehicle would be functioning within. And then we zoom into that area. We don't want to go right up on it so that it's dominating the screen, but we want it to be large enough so that we're able to see it quite well. Another way that we can handle the size of this, because that's not real, I mean, I can double click on this and I can see it much better now, is I can come down to the plus sign. You'll see where it says zoom in, and I come up here and I click on it once, and I come up here and I can start clicking on the image, and that increases it. So we see we've got we got HC 9527 for the license plate. If I come back down to the minus sign and click, I end up going back down to one camera. Go back down to our quad, and if I wanted to do the same thing for the camera here, I can do that also. So let's just go back to where we were at. And we have two license plate cameras here, so we're going to keep going back a little bit. See, the nice thing about the way the system operates is that if we miss the license plate, we can either go forward an image or a frame or backward. Doesn't make any difference. You don't have to worry about, oh man, I missed it. Again, remember, we can go to full screen on this. I can keep the quad and increase the size of it. Anything I want to do. Now, there's options available to us on how we're going to capture. If we want to do a bitmap of this, and this will be covered in a different tutorial, we can. We've already dominated. We've set the focus of this camera or the system to this camera. So if we came over and then hit bitmap, that would be the camera that would be getting a image taken of it, or any other camera that we put the focus to. And if you want to print that camera or that frame, you can. The problem is that if you're going to try to create an AVI file from something where you've indirectly modified the size of the screen of that image, it will not carry that over to your playback video. It'll all be small, just like it originally was. And that's basically it. I can come back down here and I can return this to its normal size. And then, as mentioned, I can come in here and if we wanted to, we could double click on this image here, and we can cause this one to go to full screen also. That's primarily it for your playback. We've covered the fact that you can, from this screen, you can have access to creating AVIs of one or multiple cameras. They'll all play synchronized by your time. We can go down to the bitmap. We can print if you have a printer, or if you have perhaps a PDF program, you'd be able to also print into a PDF, or back up all your files that you can mark. Now, the other thing that's nice about this is that if we wanted to somehow prevent the system from automatically purging this video after a certain period, we can basically right mouse click on any one of the files and then come to mark never recycle, and it puts a little lock on it, and that works really well, so we don't have to worry about losing anything. So that's basically it. We hope that you enjoyed this, and please join us for our next tutorial, which will cover creating an exported AVI, which is playable on your Windows Media Player on any Windows-based computer. Thank you.